Hello lovely souls, I hope you all are well. So this is another video to dispel the healing myth that the wound never heals. So I get asked this question a lot. When does this all end? When does the suffering and processing these emotions and all of this, when does it end? And I can't really share my answer without sharing with you my beliefs, really. So basically I will share first that I started on what I call now the New Age healing path. And the teachers that I was following at that time, they were all teaching this concept that, the wound never heals. And I remember when I first heard this, my whole energy just dropped and I just couldn't accept this as the truth. How is it possible that we've just come here to suffer and to get wounded and be wounded and process emotions? I just could not. I felt depressed. But because it was being taught by so many different spiritual teachers, I kind of accepted this and took this belief on. I even took a class on the wound never healing. I can't remember what it was called, but the whole class was about accepting and embracing that the wound never heals, how to be this wounded person, but it's just about how you carry the wound and all of that, and it's about going deeper and deeper into this never-ending wound. Anyway, this all changed for me about 5-6 years ago when my whole path changed. So basically what happened was, through my desire and my search for truth, I was led to, I had the realization that basically what I was searching for was God. And then that led me on shifting from the New Age healing to believing, after several experiences, to believing in God. And when I talk about God, I'm talking about God as a conscious being. I'm not talking about God as the universe, because in the New Age, at least in the New Age healing teachings that I was taught, it was all about God is the universe, you are God, and all of this. And I bought into it because obviously that was what I was taught. And if these teachers are all successful, I couldn't see at the time, and they've been doing it for years and all of that. And when I say see, I couldn't see through the truth, basically. And lost track of what I was saying, but basically I believe that God is the universe and everything. But even when I prayed and when I tried to connect with the universe and all of that, I never felt connected. And through all, that's my little black bee, look, he lives in there. He goes off on missions and then comes back. Anyway, so through all these teachings, I never really felt connected, and about 5-6 years ago, I had the realization that I was searching for God, and through exploring that and having several experiences, I became aware that God does exist, and God is a conscious being. When I talk about God now, I'm talking about God as a conscious being, not the universe. And this I know in my heart to be true. It wasn't as before where, I thought, I believed in God. It's when you have experiences, and I can only share my experience. Obviously, I can't prove this to you. This is really about you using your own free will to explore this concept and to have your own experience so that you can know in your heart the truth. So when you have these experiences, especially with God, you'll be imprinted with the truth in your heart, and nobody can take that away from you. So firstly, the first part is about God, and if you don't believe in God in the way that I'm talking about, that's totally fine. I hope that you at least believe in love, because the second part of this answer is about love. And to me, the spiritual journey now is about growing in love. And so the answer to the question, does this wound ever heal? Yes, it does, and it heals when you become one with God and with love. And when I say become one with God, I'm not talking about you disintegrate and become one with the cosmos. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about becoming one with love in your thoughts, in your words, with your intentions, with your actions. So you're really congruent with the laws of love and you desire it. It's not forced. And you can only do this by healing. First of all, the first step is to heal your emotional wounds. So even if you don't believe in God, you can still come to a place of no longer needing to suffer, I guess, by first healing your emotional wounds. Of course, we're all deeply wounded. We have a lot of wounds. I'm still working on myself. I'm talking about this and I'm sharing, but I'm well aware that, you know, I'm still on my journey. And yeah, so we have to deal with our ancestral wounds, we have to deal with our childhood traumas and all the negative beliefs that we were programmed to believe. I remember when I first realized that, oh my God, I've never experienced love. And I just cried and I cried and I cried and I cried for about a good 3 weeks, maybe a month, with this realization, because you know, everything that I thought was love, when I look back and now as I'm healing and I'm doing this work, I realize, you know, it was wounded love. It was, you know, you sell your soul for love or approval or whatever. It wasn't unconditional love, and the only true love that I've experienced now is from God so far. But yeah, so to those of you who are wondering when this all ends, it does end. So and to me, when I discovered this and when I realized, oh my God, it does end, it gave me hope and it inspired me to continue, because on the other path, on the New Age healing path, to be very honest, I was getting very frustrated. I was feeling disheartened and depressed and just, you know, wallowing in my emotions because I wasn't processing it in the right way. And of course, if you don't process your emotions in the right way, you're just wallowing in emotions and you're not actually getting to the core, you're not healing. So when I was in the New Age healing path, that's what I was doing most of the time. So I never really truly experienced what it feels like to heal a wound and to experience the effects of that in my life. So for example, when you truly heal a core wound, these are just my experience. Firstly, your law of attraction changes immediately. And secondly, I remember when I was dealing with some attacks, like rage attacks, and in the past that would have really affected me. That would have drained me. I would have maybe blamed myself or felt guilty or bought into the projected emotions, which were shame and blame and all of that. But because I had done so much inner work and I had really grieved the core viscerally, and I had experienced, I can't describe it. It was a visceral experience and it was super intense. And as I was sat there in front of this person who was really projecting rage and anger, I just felt everything bounce off me. And for the first time, I actually felt compassion and love, and I wasn't triggered and I wasn't drained either after that interaction. And it was these experiences that led me to believe, wow, if this can happen, if I've just healed one wound like that, if these things are happening, then this logically, thinking about it, it means that, yeah, the wound does heal. And it heals when, firstly, obviously, you have to deal with all of your traumas and all of that. And secondly, when you have a desire for love, to grow in love, and that you at least believe in love if you don't believe in God. But when you become congruent with the laws of God's law of love. So to those of you who are wondering when this ends, these are my thoughts, these are my beliefs. Yeah, if you don't believe in God, at least explore the love part. And I hope this inspires you at least to keep moving forwards and keep doing your inner work. And as I always say, to heal your emotional wounds. Anyway, that's it for today. Bye for now.
So in case some of you are wondering, the little black bee really does live inside of my plant. That's his little home. And I think he's making it bigger because every morning there's a mess here that I have to clean up. I do think there's 2 of them because I did see 2 black bees. But yeah, that's his little house. How cute is that?